Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This video, I think it's gonna run over 3 minutes. I'm not exactly sure. We'll have to play it by ear, I guess. But I'm just gonna be going over and talking about the the upcoming plans and like modifications that I want to be doing to my car. For those that don't know which car I have, so we have a 2007 Toyota Matrix. Pretty decent car, very reliable car. So I guess in that aspect, you would call it pretty solid car as far as reliability goes. Like I know pretty much 100% this car is going to go well over 300,000 miles. So probably going to have it for quite a long time, with all things considering. Now, like I said, it's not the fastest car. It's not the coolest looking. Yada yada yada. The Toyota Matrix is pretty much a Corolla, which again isn't a bad car. Um, but it's pretty much just a Corolla hatchback is what it is. If I could describe it at all, that's pretty much what I would say. You know what I mean? Um, but it's a decent car. It's not in excellent shape. The body and paint is okay. It's not terrible. There are some rust spots underneath the car. Nothing too severe. You know what I mean? Nothing that I'm really too concerned about. It's decent. Like, it's stuff that's going to take years and years and years to progressively get bad. So I'm not really worried about that. You know what I mean? But overall, pretty good shape with all things considering. So anyway, things that I want to eventually do to this car. So in no particular order, by the way, but eventually I want to get a factory spoiler or a factory wing, some people would say. There were matrices released over the years that came from the factory with like a fiberglass spoiler. You know what I mean? Now, there have been some companies, some aftermarket companies, that have made reproductions of these spoilers, and they're pretty much exactly the same fit and form for the most part. And I did find one company in particular that could actually like paint and color match the spoiler to the exact same color of the car. So when they ship it, it'll already be painted, it'll already be pre-painted and done, ready for install. Color matched, like right out of the box. And it wasn't that much money to do so. So that is definitely an option. The only other option I could think of, and I think just buying it already painted, I think would be cheaper. I think it was like 200 something dollars. You get the spoiler and it's already painted. That's definitely a lot cheaper than having the spoiler sent to you just plain black and then trying to take it to like a body shop and having them paint it. I guarantee you that's going to be well over $200, probably closer to like 5 or 6. So, in that regard, it would be cheaper just to have this company paint it and ship it. Other option, continue doing what I've been doing, looking all over Facebook Marketplace, looking in the junkyards, and maybe getting lucky and finding a Matrix with a factory wing that's already the same color as mine. That would be a good scenario. Chances of that happening, I don't know. You know what I mean? Could happen. Could happen. I'm not sure. Other things I want to do besides the spoiler. Want to get factory fog lights installed into the front bumper, which is actually a lot easier to do than I initially thought. So here's the thing. I have a friend who also has a Toyota Matrix, right? And he just recently, in the last couple weeks, just did his fog lights, like the entire thing. So really, all that is required is you have to get the actual physical fog lights, and the actual wiring for the fog lights is already there. It's already in the front bumper. The harnesses are already there. All you have to do is get the fog lights, put them in, plug them into the pre-existing wiring, and then you have to get like a fuse relay or something for the fuse box, and then you have to switch out your headlight turn signal switch on the steering column. You got to switch that out for a replacement that has the fog light option on it, and that's it. And he said he had his done in like 20-25 minutes. He was done, fully installed, and they were working like great. So not a hard install to do the fog lights. He ended up going with clear, which is the original look that it would have had. I don't think I'm going to do clear. I think I'm going to do yellow, because I think that the yellow will give a really nice pop to the front end of the car. And, a lot of Japanese cars will have yellow fog lights on them. So I feel in that style, it'll be a lot more JDM, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. Being that it is a Toyota, I guess it'd be a lot more true to it. You know what I mean? Doing the yellow instead of the clear. Eventually, the thing with the wheels, I don't 100% know yet what I want to do with the wheels. Right now, it just has the stock Stillies, the still rims. Okay. I don't know if I just want to get like hubcaps, like wheel covers first, and just rock those for a while, which would still look better than just a plain Stilly, because I found some really nice looking wheel covers that are like a 5-spoke, like a star 5-spoke, and they're actually like chrome painted, chrome plated, or whatever. I don't know what you want to call it, and they look really good. And you can actually like see your reflection in them like a mirror, and they kind of look like actual chrome. They are plastic, but I've had plastic wheel covers that were painted chrome in the past, and they last a lot longer than you think they would. That paint doesn't just come off, okay? Cars that I've had in the past that were chrome covered wheel covers, I've taken them years in and out of car washes, power washer, all kinds of stuff, dude. Harsh winters, everything. That paint on there actually holds up a lot better than you think it would. So that is an option. I found a set of wheel covers. It's like $80 or $90 or something like that for the whole set, all 4 of them. $80-$90, and they're chrome, and they look pretty good. And then the other option would be to get actual rim, like actual wheels, aftermarket wheels, like aluminum wheels. That's a little bit more tricky. Same thing with that. I could try to find used ones out of a junkyard, yada yada. They don't have to be Toyota wheels, just as long as the bolt pattern is the same. And I'm pretty sure the Matrix uses a 5x100 bolt pattern. So any car with that bolt pattern, because you can get the hub adapter rings for the center bore. You can get any type of center ring to take up that gap difference or whatever. So that doesn't really matter. A lot of people don't even run those rings. I probably would, though. It's probably just better practice to do that. But in any car that I could find with 5x100 bolt pattern, technically I could use those rims. You know what I mean? So Same thing with the spoiler. I could junkyard hop around for some wheels that look nice. Because I've been online looking at new, like brand new wheels, and even for cheap aluminum wheels, dude, you're still looking at like 140 a piece. So you got to times that by four. Would something like that even be worth it? I don't know. Maybe. I'm not sure. You know what I mean? And then the main big thing, the audio system inside of this car is terrible. I'm like that. That's the only way to really put it. It's bad. It is the stock factory radio from Toyota from 2007. So there is no Bluetooth. There's not even an aux input to even hook your phone to the radio. So I haven't even. So here's the thing: like the past like 5 months or so that we've had this car, I've been stuck listening to just radio, just the regular FM radio stations. I haven't been able to listen to my phone at all, and it's been miserable. It sucks. It sucks really bad. Listen to freaking old school radio stations with commercials on them. Yeah, we have to fix that, obviously. So I'm gonna have to put in a new head unit, new radio head unit that allows for Bluetooth, so I can synchronize my phone to it. And then I'm going to be replacing the door speakers with like just a better quality, better sounding speaker. That'll be a nice change for once. Probably get. So I'm not sure on this, but I may or may not get the windows tinted. They do look really nice with the windows tinted, and especially with our car. It's a darker color. It's like it's not. Everyone thinks that it's dark blue, but it's not technically dark blue. So our paint code is labeled as like jade. It's like a purple blue like mix, a purple blue blend, I guess. Um, it's kind of hard. It's a weird color. You know what I mean? And on darker colored cars like that, darker colored cars benefit a lot from window tint because it makes the actual color of the car actually pop more against the dark windows. Actually makes the paint appear like brighter, like the paint stands out more if your windows are tinted on darker colored cars. You know what I mean? So I think that would help with the car's appearance to get the windows tinted. And I've been to a couple of different tint shops, got some quotes. It's not that much to get your windows tinted. Actually, I was very surprised. Um, very surprised. Another thing that also helps contribute to the window tint are the sun. Not I don't know if you want to call them. Technically, they are also sun visors, but the rain guards, the rain guard sun deflector things on the sides of your windows, on your doors. I found a set of those for very cheap. My friend has already put those on his Matrix. Actually, they're like $35 off Amazon, and that's it. $35 for these rain guard visors, and they look really good. Especially if you had tinted windows to go with them. Yeah, so that's also something that I want to do. I really don't know as far as all of that. Like, I don't really know if I have any other. Like, those are really the main modifications that I want to make. And they're all pretty much cosmetic and appearance based, other than like the stereo system and stuff, obviously. But they are functional. Like the fog lights are actual fog lights that turn off and on. Like those are actually real. Aftermarket aluminum wheels would be real. You know what I mean? Spoiler though, pretty much cosmetic. window tint. I would say window tint's just cosmetic, but if you get the ceramic style, it actually blocks out heat and the UV ray from the sun. So in the summertime, technically, the window tint would help keep the inside of the car colder with the AC. So technically, you are getting a benefit from that as well. You know what I mean? Um, the rain guards are kind of helpful. You know, they cut down on wind noise against the doors. You're able to crack your windows open when it's raining. I mean, I say cosmetic, but a lot of this stuff actually is pretty functional, actually. Um, as far as all that goes, I mean, I don't know. That's all I can really think of at the moment. I might put a cold. I mean, I don't even know if I'm going to do it or not, but I might put like a cold air intake on it or a short ram air intake on it, possibly. Um, just because getting rid of that bulky air box would free up a lot of extra room in the engine bay. It would really open it up and clean it up a lot. Um, Plus, my stock air box on that car is technically broken, so I don't know. And the thing that always surprised me was the people that are spending tons of money on cold air intake kits. Here's the thing: those cold air intake kits, like the very expensive ones versus the very cheap ones, regardless, that piping, that piping is aluminum. Like unless you're running a steel one, but I highly doubt it. So it's like they're just aluminum tubing. You know what I mean? With like the spot for your mass airflow sensor and stuff like that. Like they're essentially the same. I don't know. I just don't see the clear difference. All you'd have to do, like if you were worried about the filter, like you could just get like a cheap, like a really cheap cold air intake kit that has all the piping, it has all the locations for your sensors and everything, and then just put a better filter on that. You know what I mean? I mean, I see people spending like $400, $500 on some. I've seen some people spend like upwards of $1,000 sometimes just on a cold air intake, just literally for aluminum tubing and some rubber couplings and a pod filter. Like that's insane. So long story short, I found a cold air intake kit for this car for like 40, $50 or something insanely cheap like that. Like that's insane. You know what I mean? I try to find an aftermarket grill for the car. I can't find one of those anywhere. All the ones that they did manufacture are discontinued, so that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. Oh, the tail lights. I almost forgot. I'm going to replace the tail lights because, and I have a practical reason why, the factory tail lights on this car are broken. Actually, they are both cracked. And I just think they look ugly. I am not a fan of the clear tail lights. There's something weird about clear tail lights. You know what I mean? I don't know. Confuses my brain, you know, because it's like you think about, you know, usually your headlights are clear, your taillights are typically red. You know what I mean? So just seeing clear taillights, just my mind doesn't like that, and it just doesn't look aesthetically pleasing to me as well. You know what I mean? Um, so the options that I thought, I'm either going to just put factory red taillights in it, or I'm going to go aftermarket and do the taillights with the black housings, which also look really cool on those cars as well. And also extremely cheap, like $50 for like taillights. You know what I mean? Um, and I am talking about like the whole assemblies, not the bulbs. If in case there was some confusion there. Um, as far as that goes, I mean, that's pretty much it so far for the mods that I want to do. I think when it's all said and done, it'll look really nice. I've done paint corrections on this car to a degree. You know, I had like a DA, and I went onto the car and I did like, buffing, compounding, did some polishing, some waxing stuff on this car before. The paint's okay. There's a couple spots here and there where you got like a little tiny rust bubble starting to form, and like I said, it's a 2007. It's not mint condition, but it's not bad. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just gonna have fun with it. Because here's what I'm thinking: all of the stuff that I'm trying to do to the car, in retrospect, is really cheap. Like all the modifications are really cheap. It's super affordable. So it's not like I'm breaking the bank or blowing a ton of money on stupid stuff. Because let's look at the thing. Like the thing with the stereo audio system, which is probably the most expensive mods on the entire car. Those speakers can be taken out and put into another car. That head unit can be taken out and put into another car. The sound system is a pretty decent investment because you can continue using it even if you no longer have that car that it was originally in. Like you crash the car or the car is totaled or whatever it may be. You can always take your sound system out and transfer it over to another car or sell it, whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? So I don't feel like I'm wasting a lot of money on the sound system. And as far as everything else goes, the spoiler, the tail lights, the fog lights, all that stuff, extremely cheap modifications. So I'm not really worried. I don't really feel like I'm wasting money. You know what I mean? Here's the car thing. The car is old. As years go by, the car is only going to get worse later down the road. Like I said, all of the rust that is already there, it's only going to get worse later down the road. So I might as well do everything that I want to do to it now when it's still in decent shape and just have fun with it. And years and years and years and years later, you know what I mean? Maybe the rust will get bad or something. But at least I had my fun with it. And who knows? Maybe I find another Matrix later on that is rust that might be rust free. If I find a rust free Matrix years down the road, I could just transfer all of my stuff over to the other one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not really worried about it. Honestly, I think I do everything that I want to do to it, and just have fun with it while it's here. You know what I mean? While it's still in decent shape. Yeah. I don't know, but those are my plans so far with the Toyota. I think when it's all said and done, when all of these mods are on, I think it's going to look kind of cool. It'd be kind of a cool looking car, you know. But that's pretty much going to do it for this video. Just my thoughts, plans, ideas for the Matrix and stuff. If anybody's watching this that may also have a Matrix or be in that realm of things, feel free to give me some opinions on modifications that I might also want to look into, things that might be useful or something. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff out there, a lot of possibilities. Well, that's going to do it for this one. Appreciate you. And I'm going to jump off, and I will see you in the next video.